Two circular paintings are described. The diameter of Val's painting is X inches. The diameter of Wyatt's painting is Y inches. The area of Wyatt's painting is 100 square inches greater than the area of Val's painting. Which equation represents the relationship between X and Y? All right, so this comes from the standard where it says you have to create equations and inequalities. So that's what we're going to do. We have to create an equation from the information given. Now, when I don't know how to get started, I always like to start with maybe a picture if I can. And because it's talking about circles, I'm going to draw circles and kind of get started with what I know. So I'm going to draw two circles here. And I'm going to say one is Val's and the other one is Wyatt's. And the information given says two circular paintings are described. So we've got two paintings. Pretend like those are circles. That's the best I can draw, but you get the idea. So on Val's, it says the diameter of Val's painting is X inches. So we know that this is going to be X inches, and we know that Wyatt's is going to be Y inches. All right, so if the diameter, which is all the way across through the center of the circle, is X inches, we also can determine that the radius is 1/2 X. And we know that Wyatt's is 1/2 Y. Now, why is that important? All right, so the radius goes from the center to the side of the circle somewhere, right? So the radius is half the diameter. Well, that's important because we're talking about circles. And if you talk about circles, kind of leads you to area equals pi r squared. So that's something you've worked with for several years. Hopefully you know the area or the formula for area of a circle. And then it gives us one more piece of information. It says the area of Wyatt's painting is 100 square inches greater than the area of Val's painting. So how could we kind of write that out? So we can say the area of Wyatt's painting is equal to 100 square inches greater than the area of Val's painting. So we can say area of Val's painting plus 100 square inches. All right, so now we have a couple formulas. Now we need to see how this can work together. So we're going to go back up here to area equals pi r squared. So let's start with Wyatt's. So we're going to start on the left-hand side. So the area of Wyatt's painting would be pi r squared. So we determined that r for Wyatt is 1/2 y. So it's going to be 1/2 y squared. And then the other side is the area of Val's painting. So it's going to be same formula, pi r squared. Pi times the radius for Val is 1/2 x. And then that's squared. And it has to be in parentheses because both the 1/2 and the variable has to be squared. And then don't forget that one has plus 100. So the area of Wyatt's painting is 100 square inches greater than the area of Val's painting. So we know we can set those two expressions equal. Now let's just clean it up a bit. So we're going to have pi times, so 1/2 squared. When you square a fraction, you're going to square the numerator and the denominator. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, and then y squared is y squared. And then same thing on the other side. 1/2 squared is going to be 1/4, and then x squared plus 100. Now, cleaning it up just a bit, we always put the number in front, 1/4. Pi is a symbol for a number, so then it would go next, and then y squared equals, and then the same thing on the other side. So we're going to put 1/4 pi x squared plus 100. All right, so that is as far as we can go. And if you look on your answers here, we can see that A and B have 1/2 in both of their equations instead of 1/4. So we can go ahead and eliminate A and B confidently. And then I have C and D. So I look here and it says 1/4 pi, and this one has x squared and this one has y squared. So that one looks like D looks like my equation to start with. So let's check the rest of it. 1/4 pi x squared plus 100. So I can say that D is the best equation here to describe the relationship between x and y. So again, it looks a little complicated when you get started, but just start by drawing a picture, filling in any information you know, and just think about all the things that you have learned and just kind of write down things, and then hopefully it motivates you or helps you remember things to help you just fill things into place. So if you have any questions, let me know.